What's up, guys? Today we're going to do a quick video. I'm going to show you how I draw on the iPad using Procreate. My name is Shane and I draw daily. I do these little sketches for my kids. I put them in their lunchbox notes every day. I've been doing that for like years now. I don't even know how long. And I've been putting them on Instagram, so check out my Instagram account if you hadn't already. I started doing them in Procreate not too long ago on the iPad just because I really like drawing digitally. To kind of show you my setup, I have this case. This is a Logitech case. I can put a link to this in the description. It's a really nice case. I like how many different angles you can arrange this, and it has, let me pull this over here, it has this neat little keyboard, really nice keyboard that snaps on there, covers it up, so when I travel I can take it like this. It's nice for doing any kind of work, like work related stuff, which I do sometimes, but a lot of the times I just pop this thing off, toss it to the side, and I use it to draw. Another thing I did, I also put a matte screen protector on here. It just really helps the iPad feel like paper when you're drawing with the pencil. So let's start drawing. And we're gonna go ahead and open up Procreate and start a new file. Here I just check to make sure I have the right pencil. I usually use a 6B sketch pencil and just a blue color to do my initial sketch. So here I always just start by sketching out just very rough shapes, you know, to kind of get my shapes and composition layout kind of set. So I had this idea to draw Supergirl just being real silly, trying to scare somebody, kind of like a Dracula pose or something. You know, with a lot of my notes, I try to just do things that I can write messages about, you know, and a lot of times I try to write messages just about being yourself and, you know, being true to who you are, and sometimes that means being silly and goofy, so that's kind of where this idea came from. So here you'll notice, I kind of hate drawing hands, so I did one good, and one thing I love about drawing digital is that you can do kind of what you're seeing right here. You can select things, copy and paste them, use the little lasso up top, select something, 3-finger swipe down will copy it, or it gives you a menu and then you can copy, paste, cut, whatever. It'll actually paste it on a new layer, and then you can just combine those to get it back on your sketch layer. So it's time to do the outline. So I drop the opacity down real low on the sketch, create a new layer, and then I use the same pencil actually, and I use black, and now I start doing my outlines over top of the sketch on a new layer. And another thing you'll see me do is really pinch and zoom and rotate the canvas a whole lot. It's really awesome how it works in Procreate and how well the iPad handles that rendering. It just makes drawing a whole lot of fun, I feel like, and I really like being able to get in there real close, zoom out, zoom in, rotate the canvas and everything as much as I want. So here you saw how I cloned that, just copy and paste, and then combine the layers. And here you'll see how I'm not super happy with the layout, the composition of those arms, so I just start moving them around, messing with them. Again, one of the awesome things about working digital, when you mess up, it's a whole lot easier just to make changes. And now I create a new layer, and this is where I'll start doing just the flat colors on a new layer, and I put this layer underneath the outline layer. Here's a little trick: if you draw anything in the outline, you can fill by pulling in the color from that little circle up top. And you'll see me do that from time to time just to make things a little quicker. So if you've followed me on Instagram, you'll see that over the past few years, I've put out 2 of these lunchbox notes every day. Even before I was doing digital, I was just drawing these things on paper. And so I really try to do these sketches as quick as I can. Sometimes I have more time than others, but I try to keep each one at least under an hour if possible, if not 30 minutes for each sketch. But it's really been a pretty fun challenge, to kind of make myself sketch every day. Some days I didn't want to, but I almost always would push through and get something down. And the kids really liked it, and they enjoy seeing something. And it's a cool way for me to put some messages in there and try to get through to them in a different way. Alright, so once I have the flat colors done, I'll go up and add a new layer. I'll add it over top of the colors, and this is where I'll do the shadows. And I just get a black technical pen, that's how I do it. And I'll just start drawing a shadow, and then I actually go up and drop the opacity way down on the whole layer to just wherever I think looks good. And then once I do that, I will actually go to the color layer and select this layer, so that whole layer is selected, and then go back up to my shadows, and that way I can draw, and the shadows will only be on top of anything that's been colored. So here I want to add just a little more color to the face. So I'm going to go to this layer, the color layer, and if you use the select tool and change it down at the bottom to automatic instead of freehand, you can select different colors and things. So I selected just the face color, and so that's the only thing selected right now. And then I got my airbrush tool and a pinkish color, and I'm going to airbrush a little bit over their cheeks and their nose just to give it a little more color. And the only thing that's selected there is the face, so it won't get into the eyes or the lips or anything. And doing some more touches, and so now I actually add one more layer on top of the shadows, and this is where I just go in and do little white highlights just around kind of the edges. Just a nice little touch that I like to do just to give it a little more pop. Alright, so that was it. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Until next time, see y'all later.